On today's show, we're joined once again by Jacob from Amscan, and guess what? It's all about the Women's World Cup, and he shows us how to creatively use cake boards and foil balloons to create a lovely base. Hello, Greg from Balloon Market here, and welcome to BMTV.
You're enjoying these a bit too much.
I've got to do that every time.
Bit too much.
We're here with Jacob from Amscan once again, and that was my, what was the name of the guy that did the Still It Bang ad?
Scott, what was his?
Barry Scott.
Barry Scott, that's it.
Barry Scott from Still It Bang.
Remember me? Barry Scott!
Anyway, Jacob, hello.
Hello, Greg, how are you doing?
I'm all right, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You've got some football balloons.
I've got some football balloons, yes, absolutely. So
I'm going straight into it. I'm not going to ask you. How are you? Sorry, how are you?
Good, thanks. Should we crack on?
Okay, let's crack on.
So we've got 6 new foil balloons, or relatively new.
I mean, you could ask me how I am.
How are you, Greg?
I'm fine, thanks.
Great.
Come on, let's carry on.
6 new foil balloons, relatively new. These are Amscan balloons. They're in our cardboard packaging, so fully recyclable, FSC approved cardboard packaging, which is fantastic. We're trying really hard to remove as much plastic as we can in all of our ranges, partyware, balloons, you name it. We're trying as much as we can to remove that. So
you've done that very successfully here.
Thank you. So there's six balloons there of just sort of standard football kit colours. Obviously, there's lots of licensing issues when it comes to football teams. So hopefully this helps people to do things properly and appropriately rather than using logos and that kind of stuff. So we've got the red, a sky blue, sort of a burgundy maroon, a darker blue, the black, and then a green as well. So ticking as many football teams off as we possibly can. Okay. But today we're here to talk about...
You've no orange though, have you?
No orange, no. But we probably should with Luton getting into the Premier League this year.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about football, Greg?
No.
Okay, great. So Women's World Cup is just around the corner.
Yep.
Depends when this come out. Might even just started. But Women's World Cup, really important season, an option to get things out there when it comes to football celebrations. So what we're going to do is create some table centerpieces from the home nations. Ireland and England have qualified. So we're going to build an England table centerpiece.
All right. Okay.
This is just a cake board, a cake board which is going to create the base for our centerpiece. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to gather these up, tuck those to the side there. We're going to need the red one, which I've inflated, so actually that can go as well. And we're going to use half, this is the other half of a standard football balloon.
Oh, right, okay.
To create the base.
So what do you do? Just cut around?
Literally just cut on the seam, split it into 2. The other one will come out in a second. Okay. I've already used the other half. This is great, means that there's multiple uses to foil balloons. Also, if you do happen to have one that has a small puncture on the corner there, don't throw it away, we can reuse it for bases. There's lots of options and opportunities to use foil balloons. On the other side, you can see we've used it on numerous occasions. On the other side, I've just put a line of balloon bond all the way around the outside there. You could just tape it. I've chosen to go with a balloon bond. So we're just going to peel all these off.
Are you under pressure now? You've got to do this quickly.
I've got to do this quickly. What I didn't want to do is stick it to the table there. That was the problem.
That's a good point. I don't know, does this help?
If you could just tap your watch a little bit as well, and maybe tut, deep breaths, that kind of thing. That'd be fantastic.
Kind of lunchtime. Ugh. What do you want for lunch?
I'm a sandwich man myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favourite sandwich? We've clearly got time to talk.
There's one more piece, look, we're done. Look at that. Didn't even get to talk about favourite sandwiches.
All right, we'll talk about sandwiches later. I'll get rid of this.
Okay, so I'm just going to pull this nice and tight onto the balloon bond there and work my way round.
Oh, so you're sort of overlapping a little bit there to just fit the circle.
Absolutely, yeah. Pulling it, just sliding a little bit. Work our way around, pull it nice and tight.
Oh, that looks so smart.
And there we have our base. There we go. We can neaten it up, get rid of the trims, but for speed, we will just leave it as it is for today. The next thing we want to do is create our fixing point. We're going to fly a foil balloon above this. So we want a nice fixing point on our base that we can fly that balloon from. So what I've done is pre-created just a small cluster. I'm not worried about sizes. There's 2 whites in there, 1 split red and a fashion red as well. So for 4 balloons, and we've created a small little cluster. That's going to live on here. To fix that into place, I've taken a scrap of 260 and some sections of stretchy balloon tape. This stuff is fantastic, absolutely superb. Really is, or should be, in everyone's kit boxes. I'm not going to put it dead in the center.
Okay.
That means that if it's a numbered table, it would allow someone to put some vinyl there and maybe number the tables or whatever it might be. So we're just going to offset it here and tape that down there. Make sure it's nicely stuck. And then we'll do the classic H method, just belts and braces.
Indeed, belts and braces.
That can go on there.
Until you've used it, you don't realise how sticky this stuff actually is, and how effective it is.
Yeah, it really is. It really is good. Really is good. Okay, so then this comes on the top here, and we're pushing down on our cluster, and that creates our attachment point for our foil balloon.
Okay.
So we're also going to fly that foil balloon from a fun string. Again, we're not going to use the full thing here, so we don't want to throw anything away. Come back to it at a later date. Use the remainder for further displays.
Yeah. And there's so many options you've got now for basically tying a helium balloon to a base. It used to just be curling ribbon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, there's so many
now.
things available. Scissors, we're just going to cut this one. In fact, we'll cut it this side of this here, and I'll show you the reason why. I want to give myself lengths to be able to tie things with.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is actually remove this bottom foil off of the string. Just pop that to the side.
Okay.
Then that gives us something to actually fix things with.
I see.
So then that one can come into here.
Are we done with this?
For now, yeah. Yeah, in fact, completely. For this display, we are done with it, yes. And then our foil balloon will fly from this one up here. So I've pre-inflated that. Trusty bulldog clip so it doesn't fly away. And then
something else you should also have in your toolkit.
Bulldog clips, indeed. And then we'll lock this into place here. In fact, let's not do that. Let's put a balloon on the bottom here first.
Why?
Just because it's going to be prettier.
Okay.
Just to hide the neck, really, more than anything else. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, so that's a bit neater.
I see.
And then we'll bob this onto here. This is the trouble with using monofilament. It's so fine.
I know, it's really hard to see, isn't
Yeah,
it? I'm
it's
terrible
exactly
at
that.
it. And you try and tie a knot in it.
Okay, so there's a really simple start to that.
Yep.
Another element that we can add is elements of flag banner. So what we're going to use on this one is, why do they always put it in the middle? The end flag.
The end flag's in the middle.
When they fold it up, it always ends up being the middle one.
Oh.
There we go. So we're going to trim that there. That piece there. And again, leftover banner for decorating the rest of the venue or the underside of the table. We can decorate that as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this and concertina it. Tuck that into my base as well.
That's a simple little idea, isn't it?
There we go. So like I said, we've still left our space for vinyling if you want to number the tables. There's our sort of completed look.
Yeah.
And then why not add a table cover? Why not add a flag as a table cover?
Okay.
And then that gives us the complete look for setting the scene for this Women's World Cup.
Ta-da. There we are.
And
you know what you need, though? You need another one.
We do. We can't forget our Irish friends, can we?
No, indeed, we can't.
Because they've also qualified. This one. Go into here. So nothing too complicated, something quite simple about getting the most out of product.
Yeah, yeah.
And hopefully that gives people lots of ideas, not just for the World Cup, but for all sorts of displays moving forward using the cake boards. Yeah. So there we go.
That is fantastic, Jacob. Thank you so much. Now, as you do know, you get to ask everybody the question of the week as a guest on BMTV.
I do, yes.
So what is the question of the week for everybody out there?
Okay. I'm a massive Manchester City fan.
Okay.
So obviously super proud of the treble winning year this year. Who is going to be winning this year's Premier League?
Oh. Who's going to win this year's Premier League? Leave your comments down below on Facebook and on YouTube. That could get interesting.
Could get interesting, couldn't it?
Could get very interesting. Anyway, thank you so much, Jacob.
Thank you,
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and hit that little bell icon. You'll be notified every time we upload a new show. Check us out on Instagram and check us out on TikTok as well. Thank you so much. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Stay happy, stay positive. Ciao for now. Bye.